just joining, this is Maya with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going over the Website 201 class. This is a follow-up to our Website 101 class. We are going to start by going to agent.kw.com. We're going to sign into Command here. Just a reminder that your username is not case sensitive, however, your password is. So if you do have trouble logging on, if you click this eyeball icon here, you can see your password box to make sure everything is keyed in there correctly. So once you have your login typed in, we'll sign in. So once we sign into Command, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that our marketing profile is filled out properly, as that is going to feed into our marketing, including our website. So we will start by going to our name in the top right corner, and then we are going to click on Settings. On the left side menu, we're going to go under Connect Settings, and that's where we will find our marketing profile. So through here, you just want to make sure everything is filled out properly. For your headshot, you do want to make sure this is cropped to a perfect square. If it looks distorted here in the circle, it will look that way on your marketing. So it probably needs to be cropped down. If you need help cropping that, you can email your headshot over to us and we can get that cropped for you. Our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. So next we have our team logo. So if you are not on a team and you don't have a logo to put here, we do recommend adding in either a KW logo or a realtor logo, anything to throw in that box, only because some of the marketing materials do pull that logo in. So if you don't have a logo uploaded here, it will show up as a broken image on your marketing. So next we have our details. So you do want to make sure that your name is reflecting the way it shows on your license to be sure you are compliant. Your license number will go here. Again, if you're on a team, you can put your team name here. If you have a specific job title that you go by, you can throw that in here. If you have a slogan that you use for your business, you can add a slogan here. Then we have our designations and credentials. So you have your realtor there. If you're not sure how to get this icon here, on your keyboard, if you hold down the Alt key and type in 0174, you'll get that icon there. Next up, we have our military affiliations. So if you are affiliated with the military, you have the option for active duty, reserves, veteran, military spouse, Gold Star family, military family member, National Guard, and supporter. Once you select your affiliation here, it will let you select your branch over here. Next, we have our bio. So the way your bio shows on your marketing profile is the way it will show up on your marketing. So if you have line breaks, things like that, this is where you want to make sure it's reflecting correctly. Down below that, we have our contact information. So your mobile phone number, office phone number. If you are in another country, you can change your country code by clicking on the drop down here. Your email address. So if you have another business email that is not your KW email, you can add that here. You are not required to use your KW email in this box. This is the email that will show up on your marketing. And then you have your website URL here. If you do have a custom domain that you're using, you can throw that in here instead of your KW domain. Next, we have our market center information. We do recommend that you be sure this is reflecting the correct office information for your market center. If by chance you've transferred offices or your office has relocated, just make sure that's reflecting the correct address. Under that, we have our compliance items. So we have our legal footer text. So if you have any legal text that your market center requires, you can throw that here. You do not have to add in that each office is independently owned and operated. That is automatically on all of your marketing. So if you were to type that in here, it would show up twice on your marketing. Under that, we have our legal footer links. So for our Texas agents, you will have your Texas Real Estate Commission links here. And for our New York agents, you have your standard operating procedure here. Down below that, we have legal footer images. These are very small images. They are thumbnail size. You will see it is 128 by 48 pixels. So you don't really want to use this to advertise any vendors or anything like that. However, you can use this for like additional credential logos or things like that. Under that, you have your social media. So this is where you can link your business pages, whether it be your Facebook, Twitter, your Instagram, if you have a YouTube channel, and your LinkedIn profile. And then below that, you will see Google Analytics ID. Google Analytics is not currently working with Command. Command is working to update to match the updates that have been going on within Google Analytics. That should be up and running soon. So once you have all of your changes made, you can click on Save at the bottom. It'll refresh the page, and you'll get a message here that says your marketing profile was successfully saved. So we can close that box out. In the right side here, you'll see this green toggle. You do want to make sure this is always toggled on. If you see this is gray, go ahead and toggle that on. That is what allows your profile to feed into your website and your marketing. So you do want to make sure that is always enabled. So now that we've gone through our marketing profile, we can go ahead into our website. So on the left side menu, we have our applets or tabs over here. If you're still not sure what each of these icons are, if you click on the red KW in the top corner, that will bring out a menu description of each of those icons. So we are going to go into the consumer tab, which is the bottom one down here, to get to our website. And I am going to drop our class notes in the chat once more for those that have joined late. We are going through these notes today. So if we have set up your website or you've gone through our website 101 class, you will already have these first 3 pages on your website. So now we are going to go through adding all of the additional pages to your site. So we are going to go to the top right corner here and click on Create New Page. So we have the option to either create a page on our agent site or to create a landing page. So landing pages are one-off standalone pages. We do have a separate class that goes over these. We are not going to do anything with this today. So you want to be sure you are selecting on my agent site, and then we're going to create page. So we're going to go over a few pages today. I'll go through the list that we are going to add. So we are going to go over a download my app page, mortgage calculator, a school search, Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, what's my home worth, and how to add the testimonial pages, as well as a custom page using Google Docs. So to start off, I'm going to show you what each of these widgets are on the right side. So first up, we have our team widget. So if you are on a team, this is a way to add a team page to your website to showcase your team members. Agent profile. So this is kind of like the About Me page. So this would have your information, your bio, everything about you. Contact form. So this is pretty much what it says. It is a form for them to fill out to contact you. Testimonial carousel and testimonial list. These are 2 different options to showcase your testimonials on your website. Company profile. So we use this widget to showcase the Keller Williams Market Center. You can grab this to customize however you would like to if you want to use it for something else. Testimonial capture form. This is what you would use to be able to capture those testimonials on your website. And then we have our download my app widget. So we're going to start easy. We're going to start with the download my app page. Whenever we are starting a new page, the first thing we're going to do is go to the top left corner and rename the page. If you don't rename it, it's going to have a bunch of random letters and numbers and things in there. This just makes it easier to sort through later on when we are publishing our pages. So now that we've got our name in there, we're going to go over to the widget. We're going to click and drag it over. Once you see that green line, that means we can drop it in. And that's all we're going to do there. So now at the bottom right corner, we're going to click on Configure Widgets. We'll click on the Download My App just to make sure it pulled over correctly. So this should automatically be branded. You should have your branded URL here. So we'll save and apply. And then in the top right, we're going to click on Save Changes. This is going to ask if we want to publish our page. Right now, we're going to say no. We will publish all of the pages at once when we're done adding all of our additional pages in. So now that we've got that one added, we're going to move on to our mortgage calculator. So we are once again going to create a new page on our agent site. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up here and rename it. So for this one, we are going to use our class notes. So I'm going to go into my notes here and I'm going to look for my mortgage calculator. So here we are. So this is the code that we are going to use to embed the mortgage calculator onto our website. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back to command. I'm going to go to content blocks on the bottom right. And I am going to click and drag a text box over. Now, when you are using a text box on your website, you do also have to add a widget. You'll see that if you just add a text box without a widget in here, the configure button and the save button are grayed out. There has to be an active widget in order to save the page. So we'll just go ahead and grab that app widget again and drag that under that text box. So now you'll see those buttons have become available for us. So now I'm going to go back to our class notes. So I already have this code selected. So I'm going to right click and copy this code. Now I'm going to go back to command and then I'm going to, yes. So to find that text box on the bottom right, you'll see content blocks. And then you can grab that text box there. You just click and drag it over until you see that green line and then drop it in. So now that I went to my class notes and copied that code here, I'm going to go to my text box and double click to edit. So I'm going to delete where it says insert your text here. And then I am going to right click and paste that code in here. Now we're still not done yet. From here, we're going to highlight this whole code again. And then we're going to click this link button right here. That is what's going to make the widget show up for us. So there we have our mortgage calculator. Yes, I will drop those class notes in here again for you. So now that we've got our mortgage calculator in here, we can go ahead and save our changes in the top right. And once again, we are not going to publish it quite yet. All right, so now the next page we are going to do is going to be the school search page. So again, we are going to create new page in the top right corner and create. Once again, we're going to rename it before we get started. So for this one, we are going to use the agent profile widget. We have found that this works the best with the school widget. So we're going to grab the agent profile and drag that over. So you're going to see your information, but we are going to make changes to this, so don't worry. So now we are going to click on Configure Widgets, and then we are going to click on Agent Profile. So if you want to leave your headshot in there, so this automatically pulls from your marketing profile. If you want to leave it as your headshot, you can. If you have an image of a school or anything like that that you would prefer to use, you can click the little trash can here and upload a different photo for this page. So now we are going to go back into our class notes again, and we are going to look for the school widget, which is right down here. So in our class notes, we have the widget hyperlinked here. We're going to click on this link and go to the School Finder widget. So first we are going to enter our location. And that will update to our location down here. We will leave the size just how it is. We are not going to make changes to the size at all. Next, we'll have to enter our email and our website. And then once we have those entered in, we will click on the checkbox to agree to the services. And once that's done, we can get our widget code. So just like the mortgage calculator, we're going to grab this code here. We're going to highlight, right click, and copy. So now this is where we get to edit that agent profile here. So if we go back to our class notes, we have some notes on what to add into this box. So for page title, local school search. So we will go ahead and edit the page title here. And then next we have the role and company box. So we'll go back to our notes and find that. So role and company. So search for schools in your area. And then next we have the bio title. So if we delete this and click off, you'll see it's going to be red because this box is required. However, we don't have anything to put in that box. So you'll see in the class notes under bio title, we note to just put a space there as a filler. So if we click on this title box and just hit the space bar, it overrides that requirement there. So next we have the agent bio box. This is where that code is going to go. So we are going to highlight everything in this box here and remove it. Now, we do like to add some extra code here to make sure the school search is centered in our widget. So if we do our brackets and type in center at the beginning, and then we right click and paste our school widget code, and then bracket center at the end, that will make sure that the widget is centered on the page. And then next for our contact title and phone number and everything, you can leave those as they are. That's just going to show up at the bottom of the widget. So once we have our widget code in here, we will save and apply. And now you'll see that we have our school search here. So it shows up for that area there. They can toggle between the 3 tabs up here if they want to search for additional schools or other areas. And then your contact information would be at the bottom. So once we have that done and saved, we will save changes in the top right. And once again, we are not going to publish yet. Okay, so our next page we are going to do is our Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered. We should have that in our notes here. So here we are, Keller Covered, Keller Mortgage. So once again, we are going to follow the URL in our notes here. So once we go through that URL in our notes, we're going to be redirected to Keller Covered. We're going to scroll down on this page. So in the agent name box, you are going to search for your name. I'm just going to look for a sample here. Once you find yourself in there, you can click on the search button. And then that's going to give you your URL here. We are not going to grab this quite yet. Before we do anything with this, we're going to go back to our class notes, back to command. We're going to start creating our page. Once again, we're going to rename it first. So just like how we did our mortgage calculator, we are going to go down to our content blocks and grab a text box here. And again, we will need a widget in order to save. So we're going to drag a widget over here. And now we will go to our class notes. And under here, we will have our coding. So we are going to highlight this code, right click and copy. Go back to our text box. We're going to delete the text here. And then right click and paste. So now before we do anything else, we need to change this URL here to our custom URL from Keller Covered. So now we're going to go back and grab that generated URL right here. So for this, you can just click on this copy button here. And now we'll go back, and once you highlight the URL here, you can right click and paste, and that will replace it with your custom URL. Once that is done, we will highlight the whole code and click that link button. And here is our customized Keller Covered page. So once you go through Keller Covered and get your custom link, this will automatically brand the page to you as the agent. So you would have your agent name up here, your email, all your information would populate over. So once we have that in there, we will hit save changes, and we're still not quite done, so we're not going to publish yet. So next we are going to do a what's my home worth page. So again, we are going to create a new page. And now for this one, we are going to grab a contact form widget. So we're going to click and drag the contact form over. And now we are going to go back to our class notes and find what's my home worth, which is right here. So again, use contact form, drag and drop. And then this is going to give us the text that we need when we are configuring. So we're going to click on configure widget and contact form. So for the contact us text, we're going to go to our class notes, and we are going to copy and paste our class notes into there. And then next we have our contact us body text. So we're going to grab that from our class notes here. Next, we have our message placeholder. We will grab our placeholder text here. And then below that, you have your phone number. So sometimes this will automatically pull your office phone number instead of your cell phone number. So you can adjust that by clicking the drop down and selecting the phone number you want to use for your form. That's going to show up at the bottom of your form here, along with your email that is in your marketing profile. So once everything is keyed in here, we are going to save and apply. And that's going to update our contact form here. So now we are going to save changes. Not publishing quite yet. We've got a couple more pages to do. So next we are going to do our testimonial pages. So this will be 2 pages. We are going to do our testimonial capture page and then our testimonial list page. So we will create new page. We'll actually name this Leave a Review. Okay, so on the right side, we are going to grab the testimonial capture form here. We're just going to click and drag it over. And then we are going to configure. We're going to click on the testimonial capture. So this is where you will put your information in. So if you have a team, you can put your team name, or you can just put your name, however you want to fill this in. So the headline text, you can customize however you would like to. And then the rest of the text here is auto-populated. I'm going to leave them how they are. However, if you do want to customize these, you can. You can do anything you want with these boxes here. So once those first 2 are filled out, I'm going to save and apply. And that's going to update our page here. So you'll see the headline text, leave me a review. And then because we put our name in there, you'll see how would you rate your experience with Scott Leroy Marketing. So that will auto-populate there for you. Once that is filled out and looks okay on your end, we will save changes. And now we are going to do our testimonial list page. And you can name this whatever you want to. You can get creative with it. You can just name it reviews, testimonials, however you want to do it. So again, so you have 2 options. So you have the testimonial carousel or the testimonial list. So the testimonial carousel will kind of be like a slideshow of your testimonials on there. And then the testimonial list will list them straight down on your page. So I'm going to grab the list for this one. And then I am going to configure. So once people start leaving testimonials on your testimonial capture page, then those would feed over for you to add them to your testimonial list or carousel. You will add them by doing this configuration. We'll click on our testimonial list. And then at the bottom, we will see our testimonials. So we have the option to browse testimonials. And this is how we can add and remove testimonials from our website. So when people add a testimonial or review on your website, they do not automatically go to your testimonial page. Those have to be added manually, which is kind of a good thing. So if someone adds a bad review, you don't have to worry about those showing up on your website. You have the option to choose which ones you want to advertise on your website. So you can add and remove them just by using these checkboxes here next to the reviews. You can click them off, click them on, and then once you're done, you would click continue. If we scroll back up here, so you can choose how much information you want to show within your testimonials. So first name, last initial, city, client since, and that will show up by year, and neighborhood location. So if you want to add or remove these, you would do so by just checking the checkboxes there. At the top, we have our headline here. So again, you can name it however you want. If you want to just have it reviews, testimonials, or something more creative, you can throw what you want in there. So our headline, or I will actually even put this down here in the intro text and make this client testimonials. So now once everything's filled in the way you want it, we will save and apply. And then you will be able to see those changes and those testimonials that you have added to your page. So this is how the list version looks. So it literally just lists them here. It does sort them from oldest to newest. Unfortunately, there is not an option to reorder them at this time. So that is how they will show up as you're adding them. So once we've got that saved, we will save changes in the top right. We are again not going to publish quite yet. And so the last one we are going to do, I'm going to show you how to add a custom page to your website using a Google Doc. So what I'm going to do is use it to showcase sold properties. Unfortunately, the website does not have a widget or option for sold properties right now. So we're going to add that as a custom page. So we're going to add to the website. And so for this, we are going to go to our content box and grab a text box here. And once again, we do have to have a widget in here to save changes. So we'll grab a widget. Now I've already created a page to use, but if you are starting from scratch, you will simply go to your Google account and create a new Google Doc. And you can create your doc here. So we do recommend when using photos that you are uploading them from your computer and not copy and pasting them, as sometimes that will cause them to show up as a broken image. To add images to a Google Doc, there is a insert button here, and I'm just using this from a public link. This isn't my customized document, so I won't have full function here, but typically you would be able to insert and add an image and then upload that image from your computer. So once you have your document created, you can simply select the whole document here, right-click and copy, and then we're going to go back to command to our text box. We're going to delete this text here, and then we are going to right-click and paste. So this is going to show up exactly how it looks on our Google document. So as long as you have it centered on here and reflecting the way you want it to look, that is how it will show up once you paste that into your page. These do have to be updated manually. These will not automatically update. So if you want to make changes to this page, you will have to go back in and do it over. So once we have that in there, we will save changes. And now this was the last page that we are doing today. So now we can go ahead and click on yes to start publishing our pages. So when we're adding pages, they are not live on our website until we publish them. So this is the last step to make your pages live on your site. And if you are not sure how to get to this page, you're trying to get back to it. So if we're starting from our main consumer page here, on the top right, if we go to site and app settings, and then on the right side, you'll see agent site pages. This is where we can publish pages. This is also where you can remove pages from your website if you have pages that you want to remove. So on the left side here, we are going to add page. And we're going to start from the bottom up. So we're going to look for the first page that we created, which is the download my app page. So we're going to grab that and continue. So now on the right side here, we're going to fill in our page title, our URL slug, and our SEO description. So for our page title, this is our download my app. So a note to make here, if you do want spacing in between your words here, you cannot add spaces or dots, but you can add these dashes in. So if you want to separate your words, that's how you will do that. Next, we have our SEO description. And then once we hit save, that makes the page live on your website. So I'll show you here. And if you're ever wondering what your URL is, you can see that right here when you go to your consumer tab. So I'm just going to click on this and open our website up to show you that that page is now live on our site. So if we click on that, there's our page that we just made active. So now we're going to go back and finish publishing the rest of our pages, and then we'll go through each of them and see what they look like. So we're going to add page. So we just did the download my app. So now we will go to mortgage calculator. So same thing, we're going to do our title, our URL slug, and our SEO description. Once that is done, we will click on save. And we are going to continue with the rest of our pages. So we're going to add page. Next, we have our school search page. Once again, our title and URL slug. And you can use whatever kind of wording or text that you want for your SEO description. These are just examples that we're throwing out there. You can get creative with them. You can add more text, you can add less text. We're just going to go through the rest of our pages here. So a few more pages here, and then we can go into the site and see what each of these pages look like once they are published. Two more pages left here. Now, last up, we have our custom page here. So we're gonna save that. So now that we have all of our new pages added to our website, we're gonna go back to agent site pages here at the top left. So when you're on this page, so on the right side here, if these eyeballs are all the teal color, that means they are live and active on your website. If the eyeball is gray, like this one here, that means it is not live on the website, so nobody can see it. So if you do have gray eyeballs on pages that should be active, that's when you want to go into those site and app settings and make your page published, just like we just did with all of these. So now I'm going to click on our URL here and open our website up. We are going to go to our drop-down menu, and I'll show you what each of these pages look like now that they are published. So we looked at our download my app page before, so that's here. So when they click on this, it will take them to download your branded app. Next, we have our mortgage calculator. So this is fully functional, so they can go in here and customize this however they are wanting. All of this can be adjusted. And then down at the bottom, we have our app widget as well. Next, we have our school search page. So here is our local school search. You can toggle between the tabs here. This is fully functional. And again, when you are creating this page, if you don't want to use your headshot photo, you can grab a school photo or anything related that you can throw in there. Next, we have our Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered. So once again, this page will be customized to you as the agent. Next, we have our What's My Home Worth. So there's that contact form there that we created. Next up, we have our Leave a Review page. So this is our Testimonial Capture page. So when they are filling this out, in case they ever run into any trouble to ask questions or anything, so anything with a red asterisk symbol is required to be filled out. Once they fill everything out and select their star rating, they will select if they would recommend or not. And then if everything is filled in, they will be able to preview testimonial, and then they will have the option to submit that testimonial to you. So once you have your testimonials, then you can have them on your testimonial page. So here is how that will look live on your website. This is the list version. So of course the carousel version, if you choose that one, will look a little bit different. And then last up, we have our custom page. So here is our sold properties page that we created. So again, this can be created within Google Docs, and then you would just simply copy and paste it into a text box. The last thing I will go over today is featured listings here. You do have the option to add up to 12 featured listings on your website. So if we go back to our command, if we go to site and app settings in the right corner, and then the middle option, you'll see featured listings. If we click on that, so there is a select listings button. This is where you can search for listings. And again, you can add up to 12 listings at a time. These do have to be updated manually. So if you need to remove or add listings, this is where you would do that. So you can delete them simply by clicking the little trash can icon next to the listing. And then once you've made any changes, be sure that you are clicking on the Save Changes button in the bottom right corner. Otherwise, those changes will not save. This page does not update automatically. So once you have those added in, that is where they will show up here. So this is the main homepage of your website. So you've got your search box here, and then down below is your featured listings. So that about wraps it up for today. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. If you run into any trouble or need any assistance with anything, you can reach out to us anytime at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Thank you for joining.